Hey guys, welcome to the Car Booth 1 video. This is an in-depth tour of the 2021 Nissan Navara SL single cab. In this video, I'll be giving a full walk around of the car, show the exterior, the interior, show the build quality interior, the storage, showing you how the multimedia system works, as well as showing you how the operation of the tray as well, and yeah, and much more. Let's get straight into it. Towards the front, you got full halogen headlights, as you can see. You can also see they're a little bit blacked out as well, which is a nice detail. Being the 2021 version, you can see that the front fascia has been revised, has a lot more of a more aggressive front end, and also looks a bit more sharper compared to the previous version. Switch to the wide angle lens, you can probably have a look at that front end. You can see the grille here. Being the base model, it's fully blacked out, whereas the top end models that comes with a more chrome grille, and it will have the Navara logo embossed there as well on the top end models. You can see you got your standard fog lights. See the lower portion of the front bumper there. So you got, it's a little bit hard with the pole in the way, but this one I think has just been sold, so there's no fuel consumption sticker, but I'll leave that in the description, sorry, in the motion graphics. Being the base model, you get steel wheels, as you can see. Some of the tyres, they are Bridgestone Dueler HT tyres, and in terms of the tyre size, they are a 70-inch tyre. So you got disc brakes in the front and drum brakes in the rear. Look at the suspension there. See the side of the ute here. Now, being for 2021, they have also updated the key. Before you had just a standard sort of key for the base models, but now they've introduced a flip key, so a pretty simple looking key, nothing really special. But yeah, so I guess that's a nice touch, so it doesn't actually poke holes in your pocket, so I guess that's good. So you can see the information of the actual tray. So it's you can see the frame, the ute here. This one's a diesel model as well. This one has mud flaps as well. You can see it's got some nice nice mud flaps. I'll just repeat the word twice. So in terms, if you want to see what it looks like without the actual tray, there's a model right here, so you can see the whole. You can see you've got your fuel tank there. You can see the actual nozzle there. Full size spare tire, and you can see you got a full, what you call, a solid rear axle, which is good for carrying heavy loads. So that's pretty much what it looks like without the tray. So steel wheels, as I mentioned. So pretty standard. You can see you got your standard sort of brake lights for the trays. Nothing really new there. The Nissan logo there. Got a full size spare tire as well, also quite nice. And you got leaf spring suspension as well. So let's see how this tray folds. So you undo this one, and this section can come down, and then you can see here's your tray. It's quite long, which is good, so it makes it a little bit easier. And if you want to fold the other rest of it, you can. Also, I just forgot to mention, you also have some of these sort of bars here, so you can actually tie down large items, and this will fall down nice like that. So if, let's say you got something that wants a little wider, that wants to stick out, you can easily do that. You can do the same thing with the other side, but I'm not going to really bother doing that, but which is good. So you can have something wide, and just to put it back up, you can see the hinges are pretty solid on this tray as well. And I've just kind of locked that in place. Repeat the same process on this side, bring it here, but make sure you swing these around, because sometimes they get stuck in between, which I've done right here. that, comes there, and then you swing it down. This one, whoop, oh sorry, swing it down. Nice. So all the screws there. So it's pretty solid. Look underneath. Ute, or truck as you call it in America. Here we call them utes. And you can see the plastic door handles, and you can see you've got these plastic style side view mirrors as well. Radio antenna over there. As for the interior, it looks pretty much the same as the previous version. They've just given it a nicer steering wheel. Manual style seat, and it looks like they've improved the seats because the previous seats were pretty uncomfortable. So they've also improved the build quality, you can see. So here's the interior. I think I'll just move this out of the way. Let's move this over here. So here's the interior. So standard key fob, as I mentioned. So I'm just a bit thirsty, so it's off, and just turn down the volume on that. Okay, so low ambulances lately. So here's your gauge cluster. One thing I noticed is they've given it a nicer a nicer instrument cluster. As you can see towards the left, you got your rev counter and your temperature gauge. In the middle, you looks like you got a much more bigger multi-function display, which is really good. So if you got your map data, you can see that on here, and this is for a base model, so that's really good. So it prevents you from looking away from the road, so you can have your radio stations and so on. So much more nicer screen, which is really great. You got your speedometer and your fuel gauge towards the right. In terms of the steering wheel, it's a rubber steering wheel, as you can see, pretty standard. Your controls over here, you can see, are pretty well screwed together as well, really nice. And then you got your cruise control settings, hands-free telephone and stuff like that. If I switch to a wide, you can have a look. Very nice looking steering wheel, much more nicer, much more up to date. So very nice that they've done that. You can see your wiper controls to the left. You can see the controls are borrowed from Nissan from Renault. And you can see the wiper controls to the right. Wiper controls to the left, and your headlight and indicator controls to the right. What am I saying? And then you've got your stand controls here, again borrowed from Nissan. So you've got some additional blank buttons. I think one of the buttons in particular is to move this middle window, which you don't have on this version. So you got a little middle window that can electronically open and close, which is pretty cool. So in terms of build quality, you can see it's pretty solid. Solid plastics. These are built in Thailand. Similar to the Hilux, built in Thailand as well. All the vents here, pretty alright. And you can see you've got this screen here as well, which I'll turn back on the screen again. So you got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto here. So we'll just have a little test of the radio to see the audio quality. So I've got something that popped off my screen. I don't think the radio's been tuned. Yes, hasn't. Let's pick around the station.
Open your ears to a new world of radio.
Don't really have much. Well, it hasn't been tuned, so.
$60, silver birch.
Doing. Go light. Personally hate that song. But you can see the audio quality is quite good. If I go to the menu, you can. What am I doing? You can see all your other features here. This one doesn't look like it's got navigation, but that being said, use Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so you can always get your map data on there. But you may run it into an issue when you're traveling interstate where you don't have reception. But yeah, so you got phone, audio, connect your phone, and yeah, it's pretty responsive, I guess, which is alright. It'd be nicer if they had a better screen, because it looks a little bit, it looks better than it was before, not as washed out, but still room for improvement. So you can see you got your air conditioning controls here. Have the engine on for that. So you can see, and also the controls here actually look a little bit more nicer and more polished. You can see they got a little bit of chrome there, which is quite nice. So you got your standard cold, hot, and fan speeds, different verse, different zones, AC, recycling, front room demister, and so on. So they've kind of made the base model a little bit more of a nicer sort of feeling interior, so just nice. And the switches feel a little bit more sturdier as well. You can see you got some nice gloss trim there and a little bit of some silver trim there. USB port here, and aux and USB as well, and some textured finish over here. This one's fitted with the, I think, a 7-speed automatic. Feel free to correct me in the description below. And you can get an optional manual as well. Got some additional blank buttons. I think for the top end models you get, high end models you get heated seats here, which is what these do. Got some storage here. You can fit the bottles here nicely. You can fit another one there as well. It's also quite neat. You got a small storage there too. You can see all the way here. It's pretty solid. You got some your switches there. You got your standard vanity mirror here. Got no vanity mirror there. Sorry, not vanity mirror. What I'm saying, sunglass holder, and then you've got, it looks like no vanity mirrors on this one. And you can see the seats there have also are a lot more comfortable. So you can see you got these sort of lines that run around here with some silver stitching, and they've got more lumbar support, which is good. It's quite nice. You can see done a good job in that sense. Visibility, pretty expected. So you got the tray there, so you got to acknowledge that when you're reversing. But overall, pretty alright. Good forward visibility. One thing I did notice is I'm quite short, so you see these pillars here. They've actually angled them, so they're actually not too bad when you're pulling out junctions, which I thought was good. So I guess that's a nice one. This one's done there. But overall, pretty alright. And looks like here you got a toolkit there, jack there. Sorry, to if you got a flat tire and stuff like that. Just testing, sort of seeing how it feels. Yeah, pretty alright. It's also warning me that key is in the ignition, so I'm just... So, manual seat as I mentioned, so you can have a look over here. So, even though also here I've noticed they've actually got some nice padding they've added there, and a little bit some more silver trim there, which I thought was a nice little detail what they've done. And I'll show you the bonnet. Oh, I forgot, they've also made this all rubber, which they had on the previous one anyway, so that's good if you are a tradie. And yeah, so the quality is quite good if you have muddy boots and stuff like that, so that's good what they've done here. I'm just going to show you the engine. It's going to put the stalk up, but it's going to be too hard, so actually no, I'll just give it a go anyway. I think the bonnet's gotten heavier on this one. So here's your diesel engine. As you can see, got the battery from Renault, and there you also share it. Your diesel fuel filter, airbox, brake fluid. So it's not really not much to see, but driving the Navaras, in my experience, I feel they're quite smooth to drive. The way it changes, especially the automatic. Whereas I feel in some other utes I drive, they're quite jittery when you're driving them. So that's one thing I noticed about the Navaras. So I thought that's actually pretty good. So I got this flag thing in the way. Hope it doesn't jam when I put this thing down. So that's my little walk around of the 2021 Nissan Navara SL single cab. Hope you enjoyed this video. This car is for sale at Brighton Nissan. I'll leave details in the description below. Hope you enjoyed this video and see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.